Normally during the summer months, we don't hear much news out of the state capitol in Albany. Of course, this year's been a different story with a new governor, and today, the start of a special session.
Yeah, that has prompted movement with marijuana. Recreational cannabis, of course, is already legal, but you can't buy it anywhere. And there have been delays in setting up dispensaries. So we're going to go over the new developments on that with a live guest in just a moment. First, though, the big focus of the special session is on that eviction moratorium. Governor Hochul calling lawmakers to Albany to extend it because the protection technically expired yesterday.
Tens of thousands of tenants statewide are at risk of eviction, and landlords are also worried about their own bills if people aren't paying rent. And lawmakers are expected to extend the ban on evictions to January 15th.
At the same time, state government is scrambling to get billions of dollars from the federal government into the hands of New York renters who cannot make those payments because of the pandemic.
Governor Hochul has admitted the state has failed at getting the money quickly out the door, but she plans to change that moving forward. So we're going to bring in Channel 2's Steve Brown, who has been following all of this. And Steve, is New York unique in terms of delays in getting out this federal money that's really just been sitting there?
Kate, sadly, no. Lots of states have been having trouble distributing rent relief. The New York Times did an analysis, found almost 90% of $46 billion plus earmarked by Congress for emergency renter relief has not been distributed. New York State's share of that federal aid is $2.6 billion. The state legislature kicked in another $100 million, bringing it to $2.7 billion. The Office for Temporary and Disability Services says about $800 million has been handed out or obligated to be handed out. That leaves close to $2 billion that still needs to get into the hands of renters all over the state who lost jobs because of COVID. It's a big reason why Governor Hochul has called for a special legislative session today.
We are not going to allow people who no fault of their own, lost income, not able to pay, and facing eviction. We are not going to allow that to happen here in the great state of New York.
Immediate issue, Hochul wants a new eviction moratorium through mid-January. Because the pandemic state of emergency was declared over earlier this year, that requires the state legislature to pass a bill doing exactly that. That would stop the immediate problem, potentially a wave of evictions across the state. It does not solve the issue of getting all this money into the hands of struggling renters. Michael and Kate?
So, Steve, do we know how this much-needed program got so messed up? I mean, this money came from the federal government. It's been sitting there, and yet people aren't getting it.
Yeah, exactly. There's several factors at work here. First of all, the application process, as described to me, not simple. There are federal and state standards requirements in both of them. Plus, in most cases, both the tenant and the landlord both have to apply, and those applications have to match up. When they don't, applications can be delayed. Then the launch of the state program was slowed when a vendor hired to process the applications did not start work until June 1st. Other states had programs up running a month or two earlier. Well, that seems to be what the governor is referring to when she says that the state failed with this program. Republicans, minorities in both legislative chambers, say a new eviction moratorium wouldn't be necessary if the state did a better job distributing all that money. But it is important to note, Hochul has been governor a little bit over a week, and she is not happy about how this program has been running either. Kate, Michael?
Steve Brown in the newsroom for us. Steve, we know you're going to stay on top of this, of course, and hopefully that relief will get where it needs to go soon. Thank you.
Absolutely.